dog is chewing his bone in the background. So, okay. Hi, my name is Katharine King. And no, I am not doing a skit this time. I know you're all anxiously awaiting one, but maybe next time if you implement our recommendations. Winky face. The current, obviously here to share thoughts on the current budget outlook. I think it could use some work, to be frank, because it does not reflect Hamilton's needs. Housing is the core issue right now, and it has been for many, many years, yet our budget does not reflect this. Climate change is also a main issue right now, and yet again, the budget does not reflect this. I do not think that one or the other one supersedes the other. In fact, I think that adequate housing and housing security for everyone will help us move towards the ability and confidence to come up with creative climate solutions. And housing is a solution towards climate justice. Housing is also a solution for a number of other challenges we are seeing every day. In last week's press conference held by the Just Recovery Coalition, Kim Martin from the Social Planning and Research Council explained how there has been a long, dramatic increase in mental health issues during the pandemic, issues that will last long beyond the pandemic itself. And housing is one way to address mental health needs, the obvious reason being that people's immediate needs will be met, i.e. shelter, and therefore, with other supports, able to attend to their mental health. So our budget must reflect the right to housing for all. And I'm not an expert, but I can tell you that, when you like physically feel that something is right within you, but you can't explain it, that's how I feel like about housing and how it fits into climate justice. But and I just can't explain it within 5 minutes. However, I do know that the people that wrote the Just Recovery policy paper are experts and have identified Hamilton's major needs and provided council with 152 policy recommendations for during the pandemic, but also for after the pandemic. So, for example, recommendation number 38 says, quote, secure accessible temporary housing options specifically for people with disabilities immediately, for example, i.e. right now. And then they followed it up by recommendation number 40, which says to, quote, assess how accessible temporary indoor housing options are available to unhoused people in Hamilton who cannot use stairs and or have other physical disabilities. This recommendation is categorized under continual response, but it could be done right now. And has this been done? Has this been looked at? We should be actively looking for housing options right now because we know that they exist. Many of us came to you last year during budget delegation and asked you to implement these recommendations. But it kind of seems like we're speaking into a black hole. These recommendations need to be implemented. So in terms of the outlook that I'm seeing right now for 2022 and towards 2024, policing seems to be reflected in the budget as if it urgently needs financing, with an outlook of a 3% increase by 2024. Dissimilarly to the HBS's lofty situation, the City Enrichment Fund has a 0% increase in the next 2 years. And so You know the numbers, HPS would be $193 million, almost $193 million by 2024, but the City Enrichment Fund will remain stagnant at $6 million. It's true that policing does need our attention, but not in this way. Policing needs our attention in the way where we reallocate funds towards community and disarm them because they are violent and systematically racist. And if you cannot see this truth, then your eyes are shut.
Thank you, Catherine.